I was winning that game without a doubt, but it should have been so much cleaner, and because it wasn't so clean, I actually ended up losing this game. Not only because I threw the game, you always have to keep in mind that I'm playing as Maru. That's one thing you have to keep in mind. Yeah, ESL gives us the account. So the start was very normal. I just put my barracks in an awkward position to maybe tip him off a little bit, because I knew he was going to SCV scout. So I just want to make him like be a little bit scared or whatever. I also didn't want to put them in the wall because I thought he would go for like a siege tank low ground push. And unfortunately I got this position. If I spawned on the other side, this game would have actually been a little bit better for me, because then the reactor would have been exposed. Like if I make the reactor here, it's exposed, right? So if I do like a siege tank push, it's like really bad. So he does the medevac, and I actually don't think that was very good by him in general, like that kind of play. The medevac play here. I think there's one of the reasons I was able to get into a nice position. So I knew that was a medevac out there. I could have maybe targeted it with a lock-on. I didn't do that. That was kind of bad. So I knew somewhere the medevac was, right? Like I knew somewhere he had the medevac, and I was looking for it. Oh, don't tell me. Oh no. Ah, that's kind of unlucky, isn't it? Oh my god. Okay, that's why. Like I knew he would try something like that. And if I got the medevac here, it would have probably been like game over kind of thing. But still, it's kind of unlucky, but like, and it didn't go that well, right? Like he killed a lot of stuff now here. Like here he just killed a lot of stuff, which is fine though. Like losing, actually I was like so behind in like SCVs and so on. But it wasn't actually that bad, you know, like it was like, he countered me super hard. Like he played this perfectly. That was so good. That was so good by him. Splitting Vikings? No, it can't help because I don't know if there's a medevac or not. Like it's so hard to make that decision because like I don't know if there's a medevac hiding there and I need to get across the map ASAP. But this wasn't actually that bad. Like my army is so good. And look at the Viking count. I have like more Vikings. I get a Liberator and now the Reapers. The Reapers are the ones that carry here. I get myself into a nice position here. I do like the matrices. I get at least one kill, and then I get another kill. I get the Cyclone kill, and suddenly it looks pretty good. I'm still behind on workers, but suddenly I got myself into a nice position, obviously. And this is where it starts to go wrong a little bit. So up to this point, it was kind of rather fine. Like, this was amazing. I did a lot of damage, and I'm forcing him out of position. I get my upgrades now. I didn't misclick that so much. But yeah, let me show you one thing. So you see all that, but I made one misclick here. Look at my main base. I rallied into my gas twice. Look at this. This is what I was talking about. So look at the macro behind it. I lost a lot of SCVs, and then I misclicked, and I started rallying to my gas. And that was twice the case. So you see me here, like fixing it. And then the same thing happens again. I'm rallying towards my gas. It's what like these kind of mistakes that I make. And the reason I make these mistakes is because I'm focusing so hard on microing on the other side of the map. And it looks so good, right? It looks so damn good. But I'm not keeping up with my macro. And that's what you don't see in the game when you're watching it. Like when you're watching it from the observer perspective, you don't get to see that. And normally that doesn't happen. This is like, I don't even know how that happens. I just fat finger, I just misclick. Like it's so bad. It's actually so bad. It's so unfortunate that I make these mistakes. It's the same like for getting my armor upgrade. Like it's just so bad. It's like such an unnecessary mistake, but it's kind of also because like I'm not that good in some way. And I mean by that, I can fix that. I'm sure I can fix that. But even though it's looking good, my opponent is just better than me. Like, he's just playing better. Right now, I'm winning, especially after this fight. I'm winning. But my opponent is playing a pretty damn good game as well. So can I really say that I'm, like, winning? Because if your opponent is just playing much cleaner, then you can be winning as much as you want. One mistake and you lose the game, and that's kind of what happened here. So this looked pretty nice. I got my base up and running. So up to this point, like everything is going well. My macro now is good. Like I'm macroing very well. I'm up in supply. I'm making a lot of units. I'm keeping up the aggression. Maybe here if I went for like a doom drop or something, I could have done a lot. Yeah. In fact, at this point, I could have just loaded up into my Medivacs and doom drop and I would have won the game. But these are all things that I don't know. These are all things I don't know. So I'm instead just going for like a semi-attack. But it's hard for me to tell how far ahead I am really. Because here I'm like, oh no, he's going to cross my army if I don't go back now. Because I don't really know how much he has, you know. I don't really know how much he has. So maybe I could have done more at that point. Probably I could have done some more stuff, but it's alright. Like up to this point, everything is fine. I forget my armor upgrade. That's another thing. Everything is fine. I see he's taking the fourth. I go for it. And this drop is amazing. Amazing drop. And here it happens again. Misclick after misclick after misclick. This is a pretty okay fight to take. His defense there was pretty good. And now I'm clearly winning this game. But look at this now. So I have the two Medivacs. You could have gone here again. Yeah, I could have gone into the main again even. But yeah, now another misclick happens. So here I am. I can totally kill a lot here. First, my tanks are sieged in the wrong position. I lose 2 tanks for free. Now I unload, but I can't take this fight, so I need to go back again. So that was bad. And now I didn't unload these Marines fast enough, so I can't engage now. And one thing I didn't realize is, and this is what you didn't see in game, look at his siege tank count. He's just getting so many siege tanks. So against this, I could have gone like Liberator Viking, would have been good. Just make a lot of Liberators and Vikings. That's what I did in the second game, but here I went for Ravens. Instead of getting Ravens, I should have gone Liberators. But Ravens are good as well. But basically, the reason I ended up losing this game is because I just didn't realize that my opponent had so many tanks. I never saw how many tanks he had. And also my upgrades. This was another reason. I didn't get the armor upgrade. So even though I was winning this game, and I should have won, it wasn't actually looking that good, because if you look at the army value, he's actually ahead in army value. And this is the reason I lose. I didn't realize he's actually like ahead in terms of army value. And he's ahead because he had 16 tanks, you know, and that just gets better over time, you know. So I make a misplay, I get out of position, and then he can use that army value to his advantage. This army value, by the way, is better because he has better upgrades. I don't have the armor upgrade yet on my Marines. He has +2 on his tanks. I don't have the armor upgrade on the Marines yet. This is why his upgrades are better. I mean, his army is better. The value is better for me, but he has more value because his Marines are just much stronger. One upgrade advantage is good. So here I see this, I matrix, good play. And here I siege on this position, also good play. And now the next misclick happens. So here I should have pulled back maybe. Here I can pull back. Or I could have used some Marines to drop on top of the siege tank, something like that. But here I should have pulled back. And now the misplay happens. So here, I matrix all the tanks. And then I want to drop auto turrets. But I had my Marines selected. So I stimmed 3 times my Marines because I wanted to drop auto turrets. And auto turret is the same hotkey as stim. Now, could I have won this fight? Yeah, absolutely. If I had the upgrade. But I didn't have the upgrade either. So I'm fighting with Marines that are super dead. And I'm fighting with an upgrade disadvantage. Both things I could have avoided. So in a way I'm throwing this game. But just because I'm like a very limited player in that regard. And now, if you look at the army value, he's now actually ahead. And that's how he won the game. But he wasn't like super far behind. That's what I'm saying. Like I was winning. But this wasn't like a throw by any means in that regard. My opponent just played a better game in the end. And I made a misplay. So I deserved to lose. But he wasn't actually in that bad of a position. Because look at how many tanks he has. Look at the army. He has 14 tanks. 14. I didn't know that. I didn't know he had 14 of them. So that was just a really bad play by me. Really bad play here. I didn't need to do that, which was even fine, but like overstimming wasn't that fine. But this was not even that bad, this fight over here. this was quite bad. I had so many tanks here that were useless then. Ultimately, I should have not done anything. I should have just sat back and macro. And this is the reason I ended up losing a lot. I get myself into good positions. I play better than Maru. However, in the end, I don't play better because I'm too aggressive. You know, I'm too aggressive. It's kind of funny because people don't think as me as like an aggressive player, but I'm too aggressive. I'm not a YOLO player, but I'm just too aggressive. I'm trying to do stuff constantly, but that's usually how you fail, especially in TVT. That's how I beat Clem a lot of times, actually, because Clem is very similar in that regard. I'm focusing too much on getting stuff done, and I'm doing weird stuff sometimes, weird decision making as well. So I'm focusing too much on getting stuff done, instead of playing like a clean game. And I don't do that because I'm nervous or anything. I'm not nervous or anything. Like, that's fine. I've been playing tournaments for like a long time. I'm not getting nervous or anything. I just do that because I don't practice enough that scenario, you know. I feel like my practice has kind of reflected my practice, because the first 10 minutes I play amazing, and then later on I make like a couple mistakes that can cost me the game. But that's what it felt like in every game. The first 10 minutes I play pretty amazing. I make good decisions, like I have a good build out, I have a good plan in general. And then I kind of just lose it, you know. I lose my advantage. Because like I'm not losing my advantage because I'm throwing this game. I lose my advantage because my opponent just gets an opportunity and he just plays better. Like, there's no doubt, he just plays better. I don't play good enough to win the game there. But I can. Like, it's actually very easy to play good enough there, but I wasn't. I was playing good enough the first 10 minutes, but then after the 10 minutes, I start like making weird mistakes, like forgetting the upgrades, misclicking the upgrades. I misclick my SCV rally, so I mine more gas than minerals. Or rather, I don't mine more gas even. It's like idle SCVs basically. It's even worse. I stimmed thrice instead of like auto turret, that kind of stuff. Like, it was so bad. It was actually so bad in the end. Or not so bad. It was just that my opponent was slightly doing better and he used the opportunity that I gave him. Tough times. I'm thinking what I do now. So like, it's so early in the morning, like that's problematic. Actually, wait, let me turn on the lights on my monitor first of all. I can barely see anything because it's like so early and the light from outside is kind of shiny. I don't know what to do now, because like the thing is, playing ladder, I tried, but it's kind of empty, you know. So what can I do now? Practice spot? Nobody is awake at this time. I think I'm gonna rank up a new account, because I want to do that anyway, so I don't have to play unranked all the time. So I think we're gonna rank up a new account. We're gonna smurf a little bit, yeah. I mean, it's not smurfing, because like, let me think, which account should I use? Is one of my accounts like unranked again? Like this one, for example? I haven't played on this one for a while, maybe. Yeah, let's continue. Yeah, against Reyna, it was just that like I said earlier, I wasn't paying attention at the right places. Yeah, on this account, let's call it Casual Marine. Oh yeah, that works. Yeah, that works. Casual Marine. This is my casual account. Okay, actually hold on, I need to go to the bathroom quickly, so let me do that quickly and then let's play some StarCraft. Oh shit. My headset. Okay, be right back, 1 moment. Just 90 seconds, be right back. I'm gonna be quick, I promise. bedside table, come on. Okay. Okay, but yeah, in general, I'm very happy right now. Oops, not ranked. So in general, hi Bell Everwings. I'm very happy, considering my play, but also because like I got everything done. I have a nice new camera. Like things are just gonna go better and better now for StarCraft related stuff. There's so many things coming up. Also for long-time subscribers, by the way, I've mentioned it on Discord. But if there's any like at least 2-year subscriber, if you're watching right now as a 2-year subscriber, I want to give away for free some of my old jerseys. I have a lot of jerseys, hoodies, whatever. Not enough. And I want to give them away. It's gonna be maybe hard to give them away to like Americans or whatever. So if you're German, that's the easiest. But if you are a subscriber for at least 2 years, just give me a message on Twitch or Discord quickly that you're interested. You don't have to like pay for anything. Potentially maybe shipping, depending on how it goes, I don't know. But yeah, every 24 months subscriber gets that. And I think I have enough for like everybody. So yeah. Not enough minerals. Like maybe you have to cover like shipping costs depending on where I have to ship it, because I don't know how much that costs. I also don't know how many people I want to, or like how many people are gonna message me. If you're German, that's no problem. If you're from Europe, it's probably no problem either. The only problem is when you're like from Asia, America, or like whatever. That gets a little bit more, not problematic, but like that's what I have to do some research. But yeah, I can sign like a jersey, a hoodie, whatever. I can just send it the way it is. Some of them I wear, most of them actually I didn't wear, a lot of them. So if you want to, I can wash them. If you don't want to, I can wear them for a day, so you get some of that big gape sweat. If you want to have some of my DNA, I can also do that, yeah. I can wear them for a day beforehand if you want to. No, just give me a quick message. They're interested on Discord or on Twitch, and that's fine.
The Grim Reaper has arrived. SCV ready.
Okay, so we're playing against a platinum player, which means I'm not gonna be too hard on him, you know. So against platinum, I'm not gonna attack basically. I'm gonna show you what I do against platinum. Here's my Reaper, I do a little bit of micro, but not too much. I just see hatchery, I can kill 2 Zerglings, and now I just go back, you know, like I don't wanna like over micro.
What's it worth?
It's a little bit educational. Yeah, basically this is the way. You just see hatchery. Okay, all good. Hatchery, all good. Leave the Reaper here, don't lose it. You don't need to do anything. Hatchery there, all good.
Add-on not enough.
Now you switch, make Hellions. You just keep the Hellions at home. Make Hellions, rally down, because you have 16 here. You can get like maybe a second Marine. You don't need like anything. Actually, you can get like a tech lab for Stim. But you just leave it here. And now you see soon if he has a third base. So now I saw the drone, but I'm gonna pretend I didn't. So now you go here and here, see if he has a third. Well, you macro up. He has a third. So now you just go back with the Reaper. He has a third. All good. You make Marines, get Stim. And you make 6 Hellions. Just leave them at home. You don't need to like attack. It's actually not really necessary to attack. What is necessary is to macro nicely. So the macro is the main thing here. You need to macro. Macro, macro, macro. Keep making SCVs, keep making depots at the wall. And now you use the Liberator for harassment. And you can like send the Reaper and keep it at front. Because you want to see if there's roaches moving across the map, right? So now you got a Liberator. Okay, there's Zerglings. You just have a wall and 6 Hellions. That's fine. Against the Zerglings. So now you use the Liberator and just shift click it like this to his mineral line. And that's it. And the Liberator will just auto-win the game now. This is Platinum League. Most likely he's not even gonna have a Spore here. Obviously, I'm playing way better than Platinum, I'm playing like GM. But the point is, this is how simple it can be. This Liberator is just gonna win the game here. See? This is gonna be too much for him.
Need something liberated?
He can't handle this. See, he can't handle this. See, he can't handle this. Well, now he can handle this, so we just do this. And now he can't mine down. But yeah, don't focus on microing this. I could have also just let it die. We just focus on macro. Let's lose the Liberator, it doesn't matter.
Not enough.
We just focus on macro. Focus on macro, focus on macro.
Not enough minerals. Not enough. Not enough.
Yeah, we're playing as Platinum because I'm ranking up a new account. I wanna have, like, I wanna stop playing unranked, and the only way to do that is to play, like this. Rank up a new account. And I don't find a game either. Like, I tried playing games, but I just don't find a game.
Add-on. Command center upgrade complete. Unacceptable landing zone.
This is a bronze 2 GM, yeah. This is a bronze 2 GM.
You want a piece of me, boy?
This is how a Platinum player is supposed to play. No, in this case, the quote-unquote lesson that I want to teach is just focus on macro. You can play a build order, it's actually okay. But yeah, one Liberator can do so much, right? Like, one Liberator can just do so much. And then there's certain basics that you can exploit. So you know one basic? There's one basic, and that is using Hellions, tanks and bunkers as a defense. So you know, how do you attack now? That's probably like one of the biggest issues, right? Like, how do you attack? Well, you attack like this. You have medevacs and marines, right? And then you just leave the Hellions at home. You pick up the marines and you send them somewhere, like here. This is probably where he has a 4th base, right? Like here. This is where his 4th base is. So I just sent my medevacs. I create walls with depots. And I just leave my tanks and Hellions behind. Tanks and Hellions behind. And then I just use my marines for pressure. And you can see, I don't have to do anything. And like the Hellions and tanks are defending. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to macro anything. I can even F2 if I get a bunker. And then I can just focus on dealing damage with my marines. So now I just focus on dealing damage with these marines. I can scan. I can do that kind of stuff. And then I just get more upgrades. And we just deal damage with the marines. I don't know if this is how it's supposed to be in Platinum League. Like, obviously not. Like,
Not enough minerals. Not enough.
obviously I'm playing way better than Platinum League. But this is kind of the concept that you should be using as a lower rated player. The concept of getting a defense at home like this, and then dealing damage, against Zerg at least, dealing damage with like a drop, you know? So here I have a perfect defense. I can even F2 if I want to. And I'm never gonna take damage to any run bys.
Mineral field.
Like, I'm never gonna take damage. Like, how is he supposed to do damage if I have Hellions, tanks? I could even like move across with more Marines, but yeah.
Additional supply. Not enough minerals.
But yeah, chilling is very nice in StarCraft.
Get me out of this mess.
Just the concept should be to deny bases. So like, as long as your opponent doesn't have more bases than you, it's all good. And in this case, as long as you're dealing damage, it's good. So here, obviously, we just won the game. And now we have more Marines here. And yeah, I mean, this is Platinum League. And I'm playing like Gem.
Mineral field depleted.
Attacking is important, actually.
Additional supply.
You know what's most important in lower league? Attacking. If you attack, usually you do very well. You don't even have to have like good macro behind it. You just need a good infrastructure. So if I get like this kind of infrastructure with more barracks and so on, it doesn't matter if I'm floating money. I have like 70 SCVs. I can just get like more command center if I want to. I can go up to more bases and so on. Attacking is important. Attacking is very important. Nice, 3000 MMR. That's exactly the MMR I wanna. Okay. Oh, same guy. Oh my god. Oh, I don't want to do this. Come on, give me somebody else at least. Oh no. Oh no, poor guy, poor guy. I don't like. I don't mind smurfing against one, or when I say smurfing, this is not really smurfing. I don't mind like playing a game against a guy like this once. But getting him twice? Oh Jesus, man. Just win fast? Okay.
Additional supply depots required.
Actually, I'm gonna do an easier build, Otter. I'm gonna show you an easier build.
Not enough minerals.
Because the Liberator build
Not
is kind of
enough
hard,
minerals.
actually. What is the easiest build that I can show you? I'm gonna show you like the easiest build for Terran. You don't have to be very good in order to play this game build. Like, this is just good all in like every way possible. No, not 2-1-1, that's too complicated. We want to do like the most convenient build, you know? That is safe against everything and that is good for macro. No, not 3 racks. 3 racks is actually kind of complicated depending on how you do it. Just a simple 3cc Hellion build with a bunker. That is actually like the best you can do, I think.
Yes, sir.
Not enough
Yeah, this works with
minerals.
50 APM, but if you have 50 APM, I'd rather play mech and just camp a lot.
Not enough minerals.
No, it's not more complicated. 3 racks is actually quite complicated, because if you want to do it properly, you need to take workers off the gas at the right time. For this build, you don't need to have that kind of knowledge. You just need to make a Reaper, send it across the map, see if he has a hatchery. You just do this. I'm gonna show you the easiest version. Send a Reaper, send it back home. Look at this. You make a factory after the second depot with the Marine. This is the only complicated part, to Reaper into Marine with the
Insufficient
factory.
Vespene gas.
But it just literally
Insufficient
sends a Reaper
Vespene
across the
gas.
map. See hatchery, and you just go back home.
Got something for me.
This is what the Reaper is for. Now you have 16 SCVs, 1 gas. And then this guy builds the command center.
Not enough minerals.
Oop. We see he has a hatchery, so he can't have roaches early. That's like why we scouted. He can't have early roaches because he expanded. So we don't need a bunker. Not yet. We don't need a bunker, that means.
What's it been waiting on?
So we can just chill. There's nothing he can do. Like, he can move across the map with 6 Zerglings, but we have a Reaper. So that's gonna be more than enough to deal with the Zerglings. And now the next building we're gonna get a tech plat here, of course, is a bunker. We just get a bunker here. Just like that. And that is like the right timing to defend roaches. If you really want to go for
Command
roaches,
center upgrade.
this is how you defend it.
SCV ready.
And then we get stim and marines and more hellions.
Not enough minerals.
We're not moving out. We're not doing anything. Just chill.
Not enough minerals.
The hellions are just here to defend Zergling rushes. Nothing else. You build the hellions to defend Zergling rushes. You build a bunker to put the marines that you're making one out of one.
SCV ready.
And then the Reaper you use for scouting, so you just send it in the main and rally it like this, I guess. And then now you have 4 hellions, that's enough. You don't need more than 4 hellions.
Not enough minerals.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals.
There can't be 10 roaches, he made a hatchery, my friend. He literally can't do anything. He made a hatchery, like 10 roaches would show up
SCV ready.
in 1 minute. What are you talking about?
What's it?
This is what the Reaper is for, because now we see Zergling speed.
What's up?
We see roaches, see? Now we see roaches, and we just get a second bunker. We just get a second bunker. You can have the hellions in front like this, so you have more reaction time, you know? So in case he comes now, obviously we saw roaches, so we get a starport. I mean, we get a tech lab on the factory, but now we also have the reactors here. So after the barracks, you get double eBay then. It doesn't have to be a specific order. Now, because I saw like a roach horn, I just get siege tanks fast, you know?
SCV ready.
So I just delay my starport a little bit. Don't forget depots, just make some of them.
SCV ready.
Preferably you make the depots like at the wall like this. And now the question is, when do I get my starport?
SCV ready.
In this case, I'm getting it rather late because I'm building tanks because I see roaches.
Additional supply.
So I'm
depots
first getting my
deployed.
upgrades.
Not enough
I'm building
minerals.
marines. Oh, here he is. So
Additional
now I
supply
just pull
depots
SCVs to
required.
repair.
Not enough minerals.
And we just F2 repair, like F2 so that we can move the units that are not in the bunker. We can stim the bunker. And you just repair. Nothing else. Even like this is fine.
Not enough minerals.
And now we stim everything. Make marines. Right forward. Perfect.
SCV ready.
Oh, and starport now, of course.
Fueled up, ready to go.
Not enough.
And now you see I have all the SCVs, right? So I take my third base. I have all the SCVs here and here. You know, there's one important thing actually that I don't mention enough. So you know how Terran players always have one factory for a long time, right? Like I'm producing out of one factory all the time. For Terran, resources are not just resources. There's a third resource in the game, and that is called production time.
Complete.
So, if I don't build tanks, like you always have to have a tank in production, you know? Always have a tank in production. In this case, I have like 23 marines, right? I have 23 marines. So I need a reactor here and I need medevacs ASAP. I have a lot of gas and my upgrades, I need upgrades. So what do you do if you always have this much gas? What do? You just get a second factory and build more tanks. That's what you do. Always try to build walls with your depots
SCV ready.
and just focus on defending. Attacking is something
Go ahead.
you can learn some other time.
SCV ready.
Attacking is something that like Diamond League players, Master League players should do. But yeah, if you learn how to macro, this is how you spend your money. Look at my, I'm not gonna macro for a little bit. I'm just not gonna macro. Gonna take my gas, I'm gonna build my depots. But yeah, look at my money, like I'm not building stuff, I'm losing building time. So how do I spend my gas now? So how do I spend my money now? Do I build marines? Do I build a fourth? Well, I can build a fourth, I have so much money.
SCV ready.
But I need to spend that gas. So even after getting the upgrades, I still have a lot of gas. But yeah, I have a second factory and I just spent my gas. And boom,
SCV
we
ready.
spent all that money.
Big job.
Now how do I spend the minerals? Just add 3 more barracks. What you have to focus on is your economy is running.
Add-on
And that's about it.
complete.
You can also get a sensor tower, a turret, and a depot.
Rear with
Like
the
this.
gear.
There's so many ways you can spend your money. You can get another factory if you want to. But if you already have factories and you're not producing stuff out of them, do that. But you should really focus on spending that gas. Spending the minerals is no problem, because I have 8 barracks soon. Spending the gas is the difficult part. Like, how do you spend the gas? Like, you can spend it like, not all at the same time. I can spend minerals all at the same time. Like, Marines have such a short production time, and have so many barracks, I can spend that all time.
Mineral field
I can't spend my
depleted.
gas all the time, so always make sure to have tanks in
Ready
production.
for dust off.
Obviously having Marines in production would be nice as well. Now I add Marauders, and I take another base.
Mineral field
SCV ready.
Vespene
Ready for dust off.
And we just make sure we have SCVs everywhere, so... You can go to 81 SCVs, that's like the magic
add-on
number usually.
complete.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Now we add Marauders, Concussive,
SCV ready.
more medevacs, tanks,
Insufficient
spending
Vespene
that gas, and then spending the minerals.
Mineral field depleted.
Perfect.
Additional
Now we are
supply
maxed.
depots. Insufficient Vespene
So
gas.
what do you do when you're maxed?
SCV ready.
So how do we continue macroing now? We can make more command centers, that's
Not
one way.
enough
We can make a
minerals.
couple more command
Upgrade
centers.
complete.
We can get more barracks as well though. We can get
Not
11
enough
barracks.
minerals.
Yo.
We can get 11 barracks and 3 factories.
Ready for dust
And now we're gonna move out, by the way. Now we're gonna F2 and go.
Ready to roll out.
Research upgrade complete.
Just go through the middle, that's the least complicated way.
Insufficient
Upgrade.
command center upgrade complete.
Macroing like a
Base
proper
is
platinum
under
player.
attack.
Oh, Mutalisk. So now you just focus on attacking. He got us with that. I forgot turrets. And since I'm maxed, I can't.
We are at maximum supply.
This is now proper base trade, guys. Proper
Not
base
enough
trade.
minerals. Not enough minerals. Our SCVs are under
I guess I
attack.
should get some turrets here. Yeah, the Mutas caught us off guard, man. That was a smart play by my opponent.
Big job.
Not enough minerals.
And we just aim move on the
Not
other
enough
side.
minerals. Not enough.
Make sure that you like go first with the tanks
Not
or the
enough.
marauders,
Base is under attack.
so they can soak up all the damage.
Not enough. Base is under attack. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
This is how you play in Platinum League, Kappa. Proper Platinum gameplay, right? I don't want to leave because that just makes it worse for other guys. I should get another opponent now, right? Please, no. No, I'm just ranking up a new account. Okay, there we go. I'm just ranking up a new account because I want to have an account, like I want to play, I want to stop playing unranked. I want to play some ranked games again, you know?
Not enough minerals.
Because of the lag guy being able to like stream snipe.
Not enough minerals.
There isn't really a point to playing a
Not
7k
enough
on my
minerals.
account.
Yep.
So I
Not
want to
enough
have like a new
minerals.
account that is lower ranked,
SCV
like my
ready.
unranked account.
I'm go.
Like, yeah.
Go ahead.
I want to have a lower ranked account like my unranked account,
Not
basically.
enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
SCV ready.
To make it more interesting to play ladder, because like,
Go
playing
ahead.
unranked all the time is a little bit boring.
And what? Bad news.
Additional supply depots required.
TBT is a little bit more complicated though. TBT is very complicated.
Not enough minerals.
What I would recommend in
Not
TBT
enough minerals.
is probably a double gas build
SCV ready.
with an SCV scout.
Not enough minerals.
So you two take double gas scout at 18 supply.
What's going?
Like I'm gonna play the simplest build in TBT now. Scout.
Huh? SCV ready.
Actually, what works better for like lower players is usually to just do a timing on like 3 bays or whatever.
SCV
Yeah, you go
ready.
Reaper, double gas, double depot. And now you just scout. So what you're looking for is does he have a barracks at home or not? That's what we're looking for. Is there barracks at home or not?
Go ahead. What's going
Barracks
on?
at home. And a factory. So he's doing normal stuff.
What's going on?
Command center upgrade complete.
So we just go Reaper and then we can get a reactor.
The Grim Reaper has arrived.
And then we just make a command center.
SCV ready.
Yeah, I would recommend a scout because then you can be mentally prepared like against a proxy
Bad
Reaper.
news.
Scout is always nice because now I know it's standard, right? Like now I don't have to be afraid of anything. I can just put my
Not
Reaper
enough
here.
minerals.
Just gotta be a little bit careful, I suppose. I could lose this fight actually. Nah, no. This is actually kind of scary because you can lose the fight there. You can actually lose the fight.
Add-on complete.
So that's a little bit scary. Even against a Platinum or Diamond League player. I could have lost my Reaper there. It's like a 50-50 chance, obviously. It's
Not
RNG in the
enough
end.
minerals.
So something that just is the thing about TBT. There's a time I would have lost my Reaper and then
Additional
that's just
supply
nothing I
depots
can do about
required.
really.
Not enough.
The only way I can
minerals.
avoid that is by being up a ramp, you know. But in a fight like that, there's no rules. So now you just go Reaper Hellion like this. Reaper Hellion,
Additional
3
supply
Reapers,
depots required.
2 Hellions. And you just walk across the map.
Some hell.
Now actually, there's one specific thing that you need to learn in TBT.
What?
And that is taking a third gas.
SCV
You need a
ready.
third gas ASAP. So I have 16 here, 3 here, 3 here. I make my starport. My command center's nearly done. That's when I take
Add-on
third gas.
complete.
And now I just focus on harassing here. I get a cyclone and attack bar.
Not enough minerals.
And we're just attacking here.
Not
YOLO.
enough minerals.
This better.
Oh, he's getting like 2 wrecks.
Add-on complete.
SCV
And we get Raven and third gas, like I said. We might for like a proper Diamond League
Command
player.
center upgrade.
Let's go kill something.
SCV
Okay, this is a little bit too much smurfing, isn't it?
Not enough
I'm
minerals.
being very hard on this guy.
SCV ready.
This is being a bully. I'm sorry, Painkiller. I'm sorry for being a bully.
Additional supply depots.
We're actually gonna get his command center if he doesn't have a tank. Oh god. Oh my god, I shouldn't have done that, right? That was just mean. Let's be even meaner. I can't stop now. Jesus.
Not enough
Like a
minerals.
third base.
Done. Certainly. Want a piece of me, boy?
Hello. Ah no, the tank got me.
I'm listening.
Jesus, I'm so mean.
You're the SCV ready. Nothing I can't handle. Yeah, from a... What?
You got
Fueled up, ready to go. Gangway.
Additional supply depots required.
On the way. I love it.
This is what it feels like to be a bully.
I I can't build
2 Ravens into Vikings is the standard in TVT. This is actually the best setup you can get for TVT. It's a good old 2 Raven push.
Not enough
You
minerals.
have 2 Ravens, mini Marines,
Not enough minerals.
and the Ravens are just insane.
Scanning the state.
I was being extra mean on this guy, I'm sorry guys, but it was just very
Not
tempting.
enough additional supply depots required. Not enough minerals. Additional supply depots required.
I'm sorry, my friend. Time to end this.
Ready to plunder.
So you just matrix the tanks, drop off turrets. Well played. He acknowledges the game. I feel kind of bad ranking up a new account, but I really don't want to play unranked anymore. So this is kind of the way we have to do this. I'm sorry. Thanks for the resubs, of course, Sonic, The Silent, and Jimmy's. Thank you very much for all these resubs. When do you take the
Not
4th gas?
Not enough minerals.
Usually when you have around 16
enough
SCVs in your
minerals.
minerals,
Not enough
in the
minerals.
natural. It's usually when you take your gas, that's like the rule as a turn, usually. It's just not the case in TVT where you take the 3rd gas faster, because you make ravens. You make like multiple
Not
ravens.
enough minerals.
So,
Big job.
the normal rule is taking the gas when you have 16 guys on the minerals.
Huh?
Except in TVT when you take the 3rd gas, and in the early game of course.
Bad news. Bad news.
Additional supply depots required.
So now, like, I only have 14 SCVs, that's when I
Not
take the
enough
gas already.
minerals.
That's just a specific thing about the build order. There's no other way
Not
around it,
enough
so
minerals.
you do it. And obviously in this case you go double gas in TVT, so you take even another one afterwards.
Not enough minerals.
Just the way you do it in
Not
TVT.
enough minerals.
TVT is a little bit more complicated with the gas, because you make multiple ravens and you have to play one base from the start. You gotta play, gotta open up one base basically.
Big job.
Some nukes? I don't want to troll my opponents, that's disrespectful. I just want to give them a good game.
What's going on?
Even if that means they lose, but
What's
I
going
want to give them a
on?
good game. Without bullying them too hard, so I'm not gonna like seize them, you know. Gonna try to play a normal game. Especially in TVT, like, oh wait, I forgot to scout, but that's no big deal. You can also not scout and do something else. So if you don't scout, you need to scout for proxies usually. And the most common proxy location is like here, I guess. So I just check that position. And then with the SCV I check the other positions. So after the depot,
Command
you just
center
scout here.
upgrade
And of
complete.
course you take 2 guys off the gas, that's how the build order works. Take 2 guys off the gas, you scout with the Reaper, see what he has over here.
What's it worth? SCV ready.
Nothing,
Nothing I
so
can't.
chances are good he's not proxying,
What's going on?
so we just make our command center.
Something for me to kill.
With the SCV that's scouted for proxies.
Not enough
Up,
minerals.
command center in production. I make a second
Not
Reaper
enough
this time,
minerals.
and I make another Hellion.
Not enough minerals.
And now we're gonna play a little bit of a different build order.
The grim
We're gonna make a reactor,
arrived.
and we're gonna make another depot. We're gonna keep the Reapers at the ramp. So in case he
Not
comes now
enough
at us with like his Reaper, we can quickly react and just shut it down hopefully. We have a Hellion as well now, and that's when we make the
Not
starport.
enough
I make a wood of
minerals.
mine next that I can put here.
Not enough minerals.
This is
Not
the
enough
setup.
minerals.
It's very similar to the last game, with the exception that it's a little bit safer. So now after the Wither Mine, so here I have 16 guys here on the minerals and 3 on the gas. After Wither Mine I get a tech lab for a cyclone. I take the 3rd gas again. You always want to take the 3rd gas around the 3:20 minute mark. Like 3:20, that's when you take the 3rd gas usually. Like that's when you should take it. If you don't forget anything else.
Add-on complete.
And then you have this, you just get a cyclone and attack level on the factory. One cyclone to be safe is always nice. Like one cyclone just provides you with nice safety. You can put like the Reaper Hellion here and the Water Mine just... You can see like the Water Mine keeps us safe here. And the Hellions keep us safe here. And now we just macro. We get a Raven, like in every TBT. We build Marines out of the reactor. And we build tanks out of the factory. With the exception that we get one Cyclone. One Cyclone, like I said, very nice to defend Banshees and stuff. Always drop the mules and make STVs. Now we make tanks. It's more important to spend your gas to make tank instead of Marines if you have no minerals. And always make STVs. STVs have the highest priority usually, unless you want to attack your opponent. Always make a depot. See me make... This guy is always gonna make a depot now. This guy. Maybe I need a second one, I don't think so. Because you can also cut Marines to like save supply, you know. So here like I don't make more Marines because I'm getting supply blocked soon. So instead of getting another Marine, I get like another tank. I cut SCVs for a second because I'm a little bit supply blocked. And now I rather get my command center. Now this is a little bit high level. If you have like good macro, then you have to be this high level. Like you gotta cut SCV sometimes, but if you're not high level, you usually have enough money anyway, so you can just make it. So now, when do I take my gas? Well, I take the gas.
Not enough energy.
As soon as I have 16 guys here. So now, before I do that, I first switch my add-ons like this. First switch my add-ons like this. And I make Vikings. And I get them. I should have scouted, by the way, so I'm gonna send the Hellion here. And I'm gonna send the Reapers in. I just rally them into his mineral line. And now you take 2 barracks and you take the gas. See, I have 16 guys here. Like, with these guys, I have 16. So I have like 44 SCVs, that's when you take the gas. Always make tanks and Vikings to defend. Make sure to hotkey your army. You can put the water mine wherever you want. Maybe that position. And now you have a third base. That's when you take it. What are the Reapers doing? Not a lot. My opponent seems to be aggressive because he already has a starport. So we just put the Vikings and the Cyclones in the main. 1 tank in the natural and 2 tanks at the third. So we are safe in the natural because we got a tank here. We can put a Marine here for vision as well. Don't forget that, folks. So this is how you set up a defense. Vikings here, tanks here. This is a defense. Cyclone here as well in the main base. So the only way he can drop now is here. But here we also have a siege tank. So we covered up everything with tanks. You can also scan, see what he has. This really looks like he wants to doom drop us, right?
Not enough energy.
So you can also get turrets if you want to. Like you can build a turret here, for example, where I don't have any Vikings.
Not enough minerals.
But yeah, make sure, like you can F2. In case he comes at you, you can just F2. You can also make a sensor tower now.
Ready to blunder.
You should stop making Vikings when you have 6. 6 Vikings are enough.
Additional supply depots.
Oh, I'm supply blocked. Let's get more depots. Oh, there he is. So now we scan ahead. And we use our Ravens now. So now we just auto-turret. Auto-turret, auto-turret, auto-turret. And you can see we're clearly winning this fight. Make SCVs, make SCVs. Yeah, and now we just kill him. See, this is how you win in lower leagues. Just play like a GM and you win. Just play like Gabe and you win. That's how you get GM. Now obviously the point of this is just to give you ideas, you know, like obviously I'm playing way better than my opponent. I'm not like trying to pretend like, oh guys, you just have to do this and you get that. I'm just trying to give you some ideas here while ranking up the account.
Additional supply depots. Not enough.
Matrix on tanks is very good. Oh, that was a strong one of mine. Another strong one of mine. Siege of the tanks is usually a good idea. So in case you wonder once again, the reason I'm ranking up a new account is, as you saw over the last month or so, I've been playing unranked. The reason I'm playing unranked is because there's some guy exploiting something on the ladder. So whenever I play on my 7k MMR account, I get stream sniped and I have to leave the game because he's making the game lag, you know? So in order to prevent that, I started playing unranked and at a little bit of lower MMR. Lower MMR. Instead of 7k, I was playing more like 6.6 MMR. That's kind of my MMR in the other account. 6.6. But playing unranked all the time is not only boring to myself, but it's also boring to the stream, you know? Like, the stream wants to see my MMR, it's just more fun. My opponent wants to see my MMR, it's just more fun, you know? So I need an account. I need an account that has 6.5 MMR ranked. And I don't have that, so I rank up this account now. So I have that account. Why not just play rank on your 6.5? I don't have a 6.5 MMR account. I don't have it. I would have to leave games, and I actually prefer ranking up a new account rather than leaving games. There's one thing I cannot, like, that I dislike a lot, and that is leaving ladder games on purpose. That's like the one thing I really hate. I would rather rank up a new account any day than leaving games on an account. I don't want to like donate MMR because that's bad. You know, it's kind of like, you can think about it, like you can think about ladder as like an inflation system, you know, like it's inflation basically. So the more people play on ladder, the more MMR you have, right? So I could actually rig the ladder. I could rig the ladder. Because let's say I have like 7k MMR accounts or something like that, right? I have 7 accounts that are 7k MMR. And I would leave with all the accounts until I have 6.5, you know? So I would leave like on these accounts like games until I have 6.5. I would actually inflate the ladder a lot by that. I would actually kind of not ruin the ladder, but I would make it so that some guys that were 6.2 before are now suddenly 7k, you know? So I have much more of an impact on the ladder if I leave games on my main account than if I just rank up a new account. That's the point of it. Yeah, there's still an echo, but it's going to be fixed again within this week, I think, actually. I think it's going to be better at the end of the week. So you understand? So by ranking up account, I have less of an impact on the ladder, on the inflation system, than if I leave games on my main account. So I would rather rank up a new account to not manipulate the ladder, yeah. And also the system doesn't want you to leave games. You know what happens if you leave 20 games in a row? At least that's what happened before to me when I did that. Or not when I did that. You know what I tried before? I tried playing an automated tournament and I would leave the game there against like a Diamond League player. So I'd lose 200 MMR in one game. I did that in the past just to lower my MMR. And the problem with it is though the system kind of detects that apparently. So I think it also happens when I play, what is it, like if I leave 20 games in a row. If I then win a game, the system will give me more points than I should normally get. So let's say I get 20 points then. I don't get 20 points. I actually get like 50 points. So the system automatically tries to get me high up there again, you know? So if I leave games, I have, what is it called? Like I think it's like provisional MMR or something. Let me see, how is it called? Provisional. Yeah, provisional MMR, not provisional. Provisional MMR, I think it's called. That's the MMR where you get like plus 200 MMR if you win a game or if you lose a game. So the system notices that you're like in the wrong rank basically, and then it tries to get you in the correct rank. Oh, same guy. Jeez. I don't want to play the same people all the time. That's kind of rude, you know. But whatever. I think it's fine. Like people should this guy is Diamond League. Like he knows how StarCraft works, you know. I don't think it's that big of a deal. And actually, Terran players can also learn. Like he can just copy my build or something like that. But I think the worst thing is like to bully Gold League players or something. That's probably the worst thing. If I play against like a Diamond League player, I guess he can handle it. Yo, I'm Poopy, thanks for the 16 months, of course. Okay, before I missed that, thank you very much for the resub.
Big job. Bad news.
Additional supply depots required. Not enough minerals.
Nice games, dude. Thank you guys. Yesterday was a good day, yeah. And I didn't advance, but
SCV ready.
I wasn't expecting to advance because I haven't been playing much StarCraft recently. So.
Not enough minerals.
But that also kind of helped me actually.
SCV ready. Big job, huh? What's going on?
Yeah, I mean I wasn't clean enough. That's how I lost in the end. But yeah.
Big job. SCV ready. In the rear. Go ahead. SCV ready.
No, DreamHack is all online, but they're gonna make IM Katowice offline, as far as I know. I've actually, I have news on IM, by the way.
What's going on?
I have small IM news. They hit me up with flight details. Yesterday I got an email where they suggested a flight. So they're in the process of booking the flight, which is kind of, yeah, I mean, I guess it's gonna happen, you know, like if I get like my flight and everything, it's like extremely likely that it's gonna happen. At this point, like I think it's guaranteed.
What's going on?
But you never know what changes within the next months.
Not enough.
So if anything changes, then maybe not. But as of right now,
not enough minerals.
Absolutely looks like it's gonna happen.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals.
He's here.
Not enough minerals.
What's going?
Not enough minerals.
SCV ready. Ready to raise some hell.
The only thing that could happen is again that they cancel it for spectators. But honestly, I don't think they can't do it again. You know, like at this point they have talked to the government and everything. I'm pretty sure. Like at this point, I mean, before they were in contact as well. But now, like, the whole situation has been, like... Like, the whole situation has been a thing, like, for 2 years. So I guarantee you they have, like, a solution for it, or, like, at least some safety, you know? Be it an insurance or whatever. But, there is some safety behind it. It's way different than, like, 2 years ago, when it was first a thing. Like, no way. I think it's gonna happen.
Not enough
super confident.
Not enough minerals. Not
ESA
enough
should
minerals.
be in contact with the government. They were in the past, and they still are. I'm 100% certain about that.
Not enough minerals.
So I'm like so confident it's gonna happen.
Minerals. Not enough minerals.
SCV ready.
But yeah, The worst thing that could happen is no audience. It's probably
Command
the
center
worst thing that
upgrade
could happen.
complete.
Systems go.
Okay, let's
Cyclone.
send the Hellion in front of his base. That's usually how I do it. I send the Hellion in front of his base just to see
Not enough minerals.
what's going on.
Additional
I
supply.
will just make
Not enough
depots.
minerals.
Depot.
Not enough minerals.
Same build as in the last
Not
game. This is
enough
like the
minerals.
basic build that you should learn.
Not enough
It's like the best build you can play,
Not enough
I think.
minerals.
Like the most standard build, the safest. He seems to be doing the same. So we can be more confident. We can put the unit here, like the Wood Mine. Make sure you always build depots and make sure you get a command center soon. Like the command center should be before 70 supply, because otherwise you have to make too many depots. Like the command center is a depot as well. You have to think about it like that.
Not enough
So just make the
minerals.
command center before like 70 supply. It's usually the best timing, without getting too heavily supply blocked. It means you have to cut some marines, but that's fine. Have the cyclone in the main, have the tank in the natural,
Unacceptable landing zone.
and then these units don't matter where you put them. You just need the cyclone in the main. Now you get stim Vikings and everything. A little bit supply blocks, I get another depot.
Additional supply depots.
And we get
required.
2 more barracks. Or in this case I can get the gas, because I already have 16 guys here.
What's going
And now we get 2 more barracks. Oop. We have map control here. We can also use the Reapers to jump in now. Just see if we can get scouting. Probably not, because he's so defensive himself.
I can't build.
We can get double eBay. And more tanks than
Not
Vikings.
SCV
Tanks and Vikings are everything.
Not enough minerals.
ready to plunder.
Not enough minerals.
Random grenades. We see in eBay, we see a lot of Vikings.
Not
He
enough.
could be aggressive. We're still gonna expand, so we're gonna do it the same way we did before. So Hellion I leave at the 3rd base to see if he has a 3rd. And now I just expand. So I have 1 tank in the natural, 2 tanks at the 3rd, Cyclone in the main, and Vikings between the main and the 3rd. So where do I put the Vikings in this scenario? I put them here, between my
Not
bases.
enough minerals.
So they can be in the main base
Not
and they
enough
can be
minerals.
in the natural.
SCV ready.
And I just have marines in the front to scout, in case tanks come. He might come at me and siege forward with tanks.
Not enough
You get
minerals.
6 Vikings. 6 Vikings is enough, by the way. You don't need more than 6 Vikings.
Command center
6
upgrade
Vikings is kind of...
Not enough.
the magic
Not
number.
enough energy.
Because by the time you have 6 Vikings, you got stim. And with stim you also have barracks soon, right? Like I have barracks. I make a lot of marines soon. So instead of getting more Vikings, I much rather get a sensor tower now, and I get more depots and more barracks. And I just pump out marines and medevacs. I always want to make tanks though, tanks are very important of course. And then I just siege them up everywhere. So that like I've covered everything. Like if you look at my siege tanks, if I siege them up like this, I've got everything covered around my base. So now my Hellion got taken out. There's also the point where we can get further upgrades. And there's the point where we get medevacs. Now this is very complex already. My macro this game has been pretty good. This GM level macro, without a doubt. And now we're just expanding. And we're just chilling. Making depots, making marines. Getting a 4th. Scanning, see what he has.
Ready for
He's kind of bad, again, for
You gonna give me orders?
playing against the same dude twice,
Upgrade.
but whatever.
Research.
And then
complete.
if you play well, what you can do now is a timing push. I have 1-1, I have combat shield, I have 6 Vikings, 2 Ravens full of energy. You can just go for an attack now.
Insufficient Vespine gas. Not enough.
Just go for an
minerals.
attack now. I'm getting 2-2 now.
Vespine gas.
Air weapons and everything good. We can literally just attack. I get like another factory now. Fine.
Mineral field depleted. Insufficient Vespine gas.
So what do we have? And now we just use Matrix on the tanks. And go.
Additional supply.
Man, poor guy. I'm feeling bad actually. I'm literally. He's like low. I think he's figured it out.
In the rear with the gear.
Oh man. I'm sorry, my friend. Nice! We got Gold League. I'm sorry. What is a good face? Sad. I'm sorry for ranking up a new account. If you need any advice, the coaching offer, no, not coaching, but if he's like, if he needs like some answer, whatever, advice, you know, to a question that he has in mind, then yeah. I mean, that's fine as well. I can do some free coaching here on the people that I beat up on the ladder. Wait another minute and maybe he will jump on the offer, you know? Let's see, let's see. Can I give him another couple moments and then maybe he's gonna get on the offer. Otherwise, I'm gonna search the game in 30 seconds. Tell him, nah. I'm just a no-name. Okay. He's not jumping on the offer. He's good. Cool. The Zerg that we can bully.
Not enough minerals.
Let's do the easy build against the Zerg again.
Not enough minerals.
I don't think 3-Rex
Not
is very
enough
good against Zerg
minerals.
because it's hard to
Not
micro when they
enough
have
minerals.
banelings, you know. So I think Hellion builds are just superior in every kind of way possible.
Yep.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
SCV ready.
Thank you, Slum God SC2. Thank you very much for the resub.
Go it.
Yeah, why would he get advice from a Gold League player, right?
Additional supply depots required.
It doesn't seem to be a good offer.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
SCV ready. SCV
Du liebe zu deiner tollen Leistung gestern. Jo, dankeschön. Freut mich zu hören.
In the rear with the gear.
Should have linked. Nah, I don't like to do that kind of stuff. I like to just be a dude on the ladder, you know. I don't like to be HeroMarine.
SCV ready.
HeroMarine is a different person. I'm casual marine. It also makes people more like uncomfortable if I tell them, hey, by the way, people are watching you.
Roger. Go ahead. Big job, huh?
Not enough minerals.
Bad news. Go ahead.
So who knows? I need to
Not
do.
enough minerals.
Ah, just
Command center upgrade. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
This is Europe. I'm ranking up a new account on Europe, so I can stop playing unranked. So we do the same thing like in the last game. We scout and we go back. It's actually a nice thing to do. You just like send the Reaper across,
Insufficient.
and you
Vespene
literally
gas.
don't do anything. Like this,
Insufficient.
actually something I would
Vespene
definitely
gas.
recommend to any well, if he does that, I'm gonna fight this early.
done.
Any like diamond, like low diamond. After you like higher diamonds, so like diamond 2, whatever, I would recommend doing something with the Reaper maybe.
What's going
But
on?
even then, like it's so much more important to focus on your macro.
Man,
It's so much more important to focus on a macro. It's not that important to focus on dealing damage. Actually, what could be even better, I'm not sure about it, but maybe what could even be better, is go straight for a tech lab,
huh?
get a bunker, and then just get like a siege tank instead. I wanna take the second gas soon. As you can see, as soon as I have 16 guys here, I rally
Command
down,
center
SCV
because
ready.
I don't need
Add-on
more.
complete. Not enough.
This could maybe even
minerals.
be better, because it's like
Not
ultra
enough
safe, you know?
minerals.
I just get a siege tank now. It's like
Not
mega
enough
safe.
minerals.
But I'm not gonna like,
SCV ready.
so I have 16 plus this guy, so this is 18, so I can take 2 into the gas in case you wonder.
Been waiting on
So now, I just sent the Reaper across, I put the tank on the high ground, and I just scout with the Reaper. Now I put 2 in gas, and this guy is gonna go back to minerals, so this is 16, and now I rally down. I make tank marine, tank marine,
Insufficient
tank marine,
Vespene gas. Insufficient Vespene gas.
and we just
Not
scout with the Reaper. Now we're gonna use the Reaper for scouting, while defending with tanks, and creating a wall in the natural. Creating a wall in the natural is very important.
SCV
So now I
ready.
just have a look. We see a Latek,
Got something.
which could mean he's going into a Spire.
You want something? Gang
Latek could mean Spire.
what's it worth?
A lot of gas. This is
Command
definitely
center
looking
upgrade
like
complete.
Spire, but there's a road swarm.
Got
So it doesn't really matter what you scout. And now, just like in TVT, you get 2 more barracks and double eBay.
SCV ready. You want a piece of me?
It looks like I need more tanks because there's a road swarm, right? So I'm not gonna get like
Not
tech
enough
labs on my
minerals.
barracks. I'm just gonna get more barracks and make more marines.
SCV
I
ready.
just get more stuff. So double barracks, double eBay, double gas. And I guess I can get a starport soon as well. Before I get the starport though, I get my upgrades. I get 1-1,
Additional
and then I
supply
get double
depots
tech lab and
required.
stuff like that.
Go, go, go.
1-1.
Additional supply depots required.
And I get more barracks. Now one important thing here is the starport,
enough
right? Like at
minerals.
some point I need a starport. So when should I get the starport? Well, since I saw 2 base roaches, what I would recommend is building more siege tanks and not getting the starport ASAP. So now what you want to do is you want to slowly go forward.
Not enough.
So you expand, you unsiege, you take your base, and you just expand. You might want to get like a missile turret or 2 because it might be some kind of
Additional supply depots required.
muter switch, you know, it can always be like a muter switch. Oh, I'm a supply block by the way. Not a big deal though, just make depots. Get a supply no wait, I'm not supply block, I actually got depots. So now you can see I'm getting a lot of gas, right? Like now I have a lot of gas. So this is kind of the time I need a starport. So
Insufficient
normally I would get the
Vespene
starport
gas.
earlier and not make as many siege tanks. But I got a lot of siege tanks because I'm just afraid of roaches. So now I just scout with the Reaper. Does he have a third? That's one thing. Let's get a turret, like turret everywhere, like a turret here, 2 turrets in the main. Just a solid defense, you know, like I have 2 turrets here. I see he is just droning his third. Look at my third. I'm already mining pretty nicely here. We get a reactor on the starport. We take more gas, like just get a reactor here on the starport. Make
Not
more
enough
marines,
minerals.
rally them, put them over here.
Upgrade complete.
And just siege up tanks, put marines into the bunker at the third. That's always nice. And create walls, like I said in the other games as well.
SCV ready.
You can add a second factory if you're floating a lot of gas.
Research.
I'm not floating that much gas, but I'm still gonna get
Additional
one.
supply depots.
And
Additional
now what you
supply
can do
depots
is
required.
use drops to your advantage, right? Like that's what I was talking about earlier. You just use drops to your
Research add-on.
advantage. You don't need to make
Additional
marines
supply
all the time.
depots required.
Marines are nice, but also like you can rather get like a 4th
Not
base
enough.
already, for example.
Not enough
I have a lot of
minerals.
marines, but I don't have a lot of
Not
medevacs.
enough minerals.
It's usually a sign that I should make less. We get +1,
Insufficient
+2 attack
Vespene
for
gas.
the bio, +1 for the tank. If you have the time, you can always spread marines for map control like this. Just put them in a circle, in a half a circle around your base.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Ready for dust off.
Make more depots. Get the tech lab on the factory. And now we have 2 medevacs. We're gonna use them for a drop.
Talk to me.
We just sent them like somewhere, like here for example. We need more barracks.
Go ahead.
If you have 3 bays running, you need more barracks. You need to go up to like 8 barracks usually. You can also
Add-on
build sensor
complete.
towers. So I'm gonna get like 1 sensor tower
Hear
here,
ya.
and maybe 1 sensor tower here in the main base.
Go, go, go.
I expand a little bit differently on this map, which is why. More, and then you go up to 81 SCVs. Usually a good
Not
number.
enough energy.
We unload these. We go to 8 barracks and 3 factories and upgrades. Make medevacs.
Not enough minerals.
We're gonna harass them a little bit.
Mineral field.
So now we
depleted.
just attack with 1 medevac. Clear the creep. Okay, we pick up and leave. Oh, there's mutas.
Who wants some?
So when there's mutas, it's usually better to set up a nice defense. So this medevac is dead, right? So I'm just targeting mutas instead. And I'm sending it to the corner to buy time. We get some more reactors and tech labs. We take the base
Get me
here.
out of this mess.
And we take the gas.
Well, butter my
And maybe another command center because I have the money anyways. I don't have many medevacs now because I lost
Get
2.
me out of this mess.
Like my entire army only has 2
Mineral
medevacs,
field
right? That's kind of
depleted.
bad. Make sure you have enough
Add-on.
turrets so you can maybe make
Upgrade
some more in the main
complete.
base. Maybe another one here or something. Just to make
Command
sure that
center
we're well
upgrade
defended, right?
complete.
And this is kind of also the moment you want to move out. So let's just get the push going. We just go through the middle
Add-on
and we just
complete.
siege up
Upgrade
tanks 1 by 1.
Ready
So we
for
create a
dust
little bit of a siege tank line, right? You just send some marines forward, that's how you micro it, and then you siege up the tanks 1 by 1. Create an actual like line of tanks. And now you just fight. You run back so the siege tanks can all do the damage. F2 with your army.
Not enough minerals. Insufficient Vespene gas. Mineral extraction.
Yeah, you take the tanks from behind.
This better be.
Just macro like Maru does.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Mineral
Behind
field
it.
depleted.
It's that simple, guys. It's that simple. And now you add ghosts. No, we're not getting ghosts. Ghosts are too complicated. Just siege up the tanks once again, like 1 by 1. 1 tank at a time. That's how you siege forward. coming from the side. But all the banelings go towards the tanks. And he rage quits. GG. Nice! Platinum Lake, here we go. I should write it down in the title. Ranking new account streaming until DreamHack starts. I've got a new friend to request. Oh, you wants to add me as a friend? Sure. You can add me. If I beat you up on the ladder, you can add me as a friend, it's fine. Oh, Protoss! Now we don't have to feel bad beating up Protosses. What should I do? Should I nuke him? He's a Protoss. Ah. I can do whatever I want against Protoss. I don't have to feel bad. One base nuke, let's go. We're gonna play something that is like super troll against him, you know? I gotta make him quit the game, otherwise he's gonna beat me next week. That's how it goes with the Protoss. They practice for 1 week, they are GM. Practice for 2 weeks, they beat me. So we gotta destroy them before they get better than me. Proxy planetary? Nah, I think nukes are funnier.
Not enough minerals.
I'm gonna make a ghost academy in the barracks in the corner here. He's not gonna see
Not
that.
enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
SCV ready. What? Go ahead.
Not enough minerals.
It's nice to play against Protoss. I was just waiting for that because you
Not
don't have to
enough
feel bad
minerals.
beating up Protosses.
Not enough minerals.
They already have so much fun in the game, they also can get destroyed sometimes.
Let's go. Huh? Bad news?
They already have too much fun in the game, you know.
Ah! You scared me. In the rear with the
Additional supply depots required.
I'm going.
Not enough minerals.
What's going?
They have
Not
too much
enough
fun in the
minerals.
game.
Not enough minerals.
SCV ready.
In before I lose this game because I go proxy
Not
nuke.
enough minerals.
Imagine
Not
that, there's a
enough
void ray
minerals.
showing up in my base, oh my god.
Huh? SCV ready. What's going on? Ready.
Base is under attack.
He's scouting.
Big job.
There's no way he's gonna scout for this though, is there? If he's gonna scout for this position,
Go
he's a
ahead.
genius.
Go ahead. Man. Huh?
He is a genius, I can already see it. He's gonna scout for it.
Go ahead.
Command center upgrade complete. Add-on complete. Not enough minerals.
Man.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
I think it will actually be rather dumb to scout for that position, but I kind of feel like he will be scouting.
Go ahead.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
I'm so afraid, man, that he's gonna find
What's
out.
going on? Who wants some?
Okay, it's fine. We have a marine now.
Insufficient
SCV
Vespene
ready.
gas. Insufficient Vespene
Oh, there's a
gas.
zealot. That's kind of awkward, isn't
Base
it?
not enough minerals.
Huh? Go ahead. SCV ready.
2 zealots, he's rushing.
Been waiting on you.
3 zealots, what?
What's going on? SCV ready.
What?
SCV ready.
It's a proxy gateway. It's like the best thing that could have happened, isn't it?
Help here.
Come on, I need a nuke. Give me 100 money.
Research complete.
Come on, give me 100 gas so I can make the
Insufficient
nuke.
gas. Insufficient Vespine gas.
SCV ready. We could use some help here.
Ghost reporting. Copy that.
You can.
Let's make an eBay,
Solo operative, right?
Ready to raise some
just in
hell.
case.
Or... Daylight.
Yeesh.
Are you ready for this? Burn rubber. Big job. SCV ready. I'm in a heap of trouble.
It's getting too hot.
Wait, what? He has a cannon! What?
Nuclear missile ready.
I got destroyed!
Go ahead. Give me the sit
Jeez,
rep.
man.
SCV ready.
Your forces are under attack.
What's going on?
Our SCVs are under attack.
SCV ready.
Come again. Ghost reporting. You sure about that? Sounds like out with it. Go. Nothing to it.
SCV ready.
This is a lot closer than I expected it to be.
What's going on?
Solo operative, right?
Your forces are under attack.
Copy that. Ghost reporting. Yes, sir. It's getting too hot.
Base is under attack.
So, you sure about that? So,
Not enough minerals.
SCV ready.
Your forces are under attack.
Roger. Give me out with the solo operative, right? Out with it.
SCV ready.
Okay. Deploy.
This guy was 200 IQ, man. Jesus. He was just so smart. If that was a Master League player, he would have beat me for sure. The cannon, man. The cannon in the left corner of his mineral line. Who would have thought? Who would have thought he put a cannon there? Luckily I got the Oracle with the nuke. I think that was kind of game ending. If I didn't get the Oracle, maybe he could have done something. But I killed the Oracle, that was nice.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
I should
Not
veto
enough
this map.
minerals.
This is not a very nice map to play.
Not enough minerals.
SCV ready. With the gear. Roger.
Not enough minerals.
It's hard to place buildings
Not
on this
enough
map as well.
minerals.
Because you have to make them like more to the right, because you don't have to a lot of space here.
ready. What's going on? Ah!
I'm gonna show you another big brain Diamond League opening this game. Big brain Diamond League opening. The Marauder push opening.
Not
You
enough
open out with 2
minerals.
marauders, you move across the map, and then you do damage. And behind that you build a cyclone or 2.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
So I go for the normal TVT double gas.
SCV ready. What's going on? SCV ready. What's going on?
I get a tech web
SCV ready.
and a depth bomb.
Huh? Go ahead.
Add-on. Not
Marauder
enough
plus
minerals.
factory.
Not enough minerals.
Do I get concussive
Not
with
enough.
this? I'm not even sure.
Command center. Not enough
I
minerals.
guess so. Let's get concussive.
Not
Why not?
enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
2 workers on the gas should be enough.
It's on. Just say when.
Now we just get 2 marauders. We first put them at the main base because he could still go for proxy reaper himself, right? So I just want to make sure I'm well defended.
Say. Don't. Just say go time.
I got my concussive too late, so I'm gonna swap immediately. Gonna cut SCVs quickly to not get supply blocked.
Go on.
And now we just move across the map with the marauders. While getting
Job.
a starport.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough
Let's take the
minerals.
gas again, because
Not
now we
enough.
need it.
SCV ready.
Time
Get
to
a
waste.
reactor here and then get
Not
another
enough
cyclone and
minerals.
then we get a medevac.
Not enough
Now we're gonna do
minerals.
damage with all
Not
marauders.
enough minerals.
Objects online. Let's go kill something. Just save time to waste. First round on me.
SCV ready.
Go time. Just go on.
Did a lot of damage actually.
SCV ready.
Add-on.
And we get the medevac.
Big job.
Insufficient Vespine gas.
My opponent is playing the
Not
way
enough
I
minerals.
suggested in the last game, but
Go ahead.
we got him with the marauders. This is why I called it a Diamond League opening, because it's specifically good. Like, it's good to attack, you know, if you attack, you can put yourself in a nice position, because defending is harder than attacking. Attacking is easy. Like, I just decide where I attack. I want to attack here,
SCV ready.
and he's probably not gonna have any defense there, you know?
Better be good.
He's probably gonna have defense here, but I
Command
just
center
dropped him,
upgrade
so he's not gonna have
complete.
defense in the main base. Oh, this is a little bit awkward, but I got a siege tank here, so
Complete.
we're gonna be able to defend.
Not enough minerals. Insufficient Vespine gas.
So this is another way you can play, especially at diamond level.
SCV ready.
It's just the attack build, you know,
Talk.
being
Not
aggressive.
enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Like now I just dropped here, and boom. Oh, he doesn't have an orbital? Is that an orbital? It is, right? No, it's not. This is not an orbital, is it? Yeah? I don't see any energy, it's not an orbital, right?
Here.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Wait, what?
SCV
Yeah, this is an orbital. I can't tell because of the skin.
I'll get there.
Where's the emergency? Now what?
SCV ready.
We've ruined this guy's experience. He played pretty well, but then I realized he had no orbital. I'm sorry, I hope you're not gonna uninstall. I don't want to make people uninstall, man. Now I actually feel bad. I ruined this guy's experience, oh man. No, I should have gave him the win. We lost the Terran, no. Rip him. We lost a turn, friend. Oh my god. How can I do something like that? That was my intention. Man, that would have been so nice if he was Protoss. I'd be laughing. But he was just a Protoss. Terran, I mean. Already hating his life because he's playing Protoss. Okay, let's ruin some other people's day. Actually, wait, no. I think I've had enough of this. I want to see if I can find a game on Korea. Because now it's a little bit later, so now I can see if we... Let's first see if we can find a game on Europe, because I kind of don't feel like playing with lag. I don't think I'll be able to find a game in Europe, it's too early. Oh, actually I do. What? That was even fast. Interesting. Oh, nice. We got a Protoss. Cool.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
SCV ready. Bad news.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
SCV ready. Go ahead. What's going?
Additional supply depots required. Not enough minerals.
Gonna go for the reactor spawn in this game.
Ready. In the rear with the gear. Bet. SCV ready. SCV ready. Huh? Ben? Yeah. Ah! Huh?
Not enough minerals.
Go ahead. Big job, huh? Ah! You scared me!
You saw the reactor, right? So I need to bring down an SCV to fight this
Command
probe.
center upgrade complete.
Bandit. In the rear. What's going? Bandit.
Add-on complete.
I didn't pay attention if you saw the reactor or not.
Ready.
Not enough minerals.
Ah, he saw.
Not enough
Otherwise he would be
minerals.
coming in.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals.
Want a piece of me, boy?
Good scouting by him.
I'm
That's how it's supposed to be.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals.
Go, go, go! Been waiting on SCV ready.
So you like push out with like the Marines. See if we can get some damage done.
Armed? You gonna give me orders?
Preferably we see if there's like an adept or something.
Unacceptable landing zone.
And now we just fully commit
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
with the 6 Marines. See if we can do damage.
Not enough minerals.
Or if he has a shield battery. I kind of feel like he has a shield battery because he's not doing anything.
Command center. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
But maybe he doesn't have anything as well. I feel like I can always escape with my Marines, so it shouldn't be the biggest deals. But he has to have a battery. Yeah, there's no way, right? Oh? How's this game's is over? See guys, this is how you beat Platinum Pro. See guys, I can rank up accounts, it doesn't matter, like same level. 6,300 Diamond League, same level. I could have nuke rushed him. Kappa.